Good afternoon, everyone. It's that time again for the Trading Terrordome. I am your host, V, the Guerrilla Economist, and I am joined by Dex The Algocapitalist, who formerly goes by the name of the Vulcan. With that being said, guys, you can follow me on Twitter at the Rogue Money. Also check out roguemoney.net as well as the Rogue Money Facebook page. And also take a look at our sponsors if you're suffering from credit card debt, bankruptcies, foreclosures, whatever the heck you need, or you just need to have your credit score tweaked so you can get a new home or get a new car. Check out myfreedomnow.us, myfreedomnow.us. Let the professional financial credit hitmen kick the bankers in the nuts for you. With that being said, Dex, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
I am here, man. I am here. I am loving it. What else can I say?
That's it, man. That's it.
There's so much news going on today, dude. It's just absolutely incredible.
Did you hear that the Democrats are now rescinding the Trump and Russia connection? Did you hear about that?
Did not hear about that one because I've been
what they're blaming that
one all day.
Well, here's the thing, bro. They're no longer saying that it was the Russian involvement or Russian connections, but it's actually space aliens.
Wow.
Space aliens stole the election from Hillary Clinton. Space aliens were responsible for spreading the fake news that Suzanne Rice-A-Roni was wiretapping Trump. And it was fake news and the space aliens who implanted the story subconsciously in the minds of Americans everywhere that it was indeed Barack Hussein Obama that is probably the point man behind the entire operation. All fake news, all space alien related. Has everything to do with aliens, has nothing to do with Russia. The aliens are afraid of Donald Trump. They're afraid of the nationalism that Earth could perhaps be walking away and breaking away from their intergalactic clutches. They're frightened of that. That's what's really going on.
They're shook to death about that. And, the thing about it is this Obama situation with the whole wiretapping is bigger than Watergate. But you don't see them investigating that. You don't see them dealing with it. It's just carte blanche. Anything that the quote unquote Democratic Party wants to get away with, they can get away with.
Bro, this thing makes Watergate look like a Sunday school picnic.
And there's no prosecutory looking into this. There's nothing happening.
Right, it didn't even make front page on the New York Slimes.
No, and it's already been proven a fact that the Obama administration tapped Trump.
Yep.
But that's absolutely okay, though. It's
absolutely
okay. I just think it's ridiculous. It really is. And, with all this foolishness going on behind the scenes, no one's talking about the tremendous algo shifts that are happening in the global markets. There is a lot of talk in the air and of them pulling the plug. And a lot of the power players on Wall Street are actually starting to get shook.
Well, why don't you take us deep down the rabbit hole when it comes down to that? Like, what do you mean there's a change in the algos?
Huge algorithmic shift has been taking place over the last several weeks. Each time that there is an algorithmic shift in the marketplace, huge moves follow. Trend changes follow. The way the markets behave follows. All types of major changes. Going all the way back, starting with the crash of 29. There was an algorithmic shift right prior to that crash. And then when the crash happened, it took the unsuspecting masses, took them by surprise. Then you have, of course, the crash of 87. There was a huge algorithmic shift in that environment as well. They were successful in bringing the market right back up.
Yeah.
But we still had a huge shift. That shift lasted until like around 1994. And during that time, between 87 and 94, they were concerned with it wasn't about globalism at that point, it was about the U.S. itself. They were concerned about the U.S. economy collapsing. Then what saved the day was this whole Internet of Things. Okay, the .com thing came, so that bubbled up, and then we had an algorithmic shift again during this whole tech boom of the 90s. Then in late 99, early 2000, we had another algorithmic shift in the markets. Now, around this time, they started putting into place and building the infrastructure that we see to now, which gave birth to the high frequency trading. The high frequency trading groundwork was laid in the end of 99, beginning of 2000. It started with them putting together, this whole PAT system, which was brought here from Europe by Man Financial. Yes, the Honorable John Corzine.
He's a great guy. I want him to run for president.
Exactly. And so Globex and the PAT system came into fruition. They had to get all the kinks out, but there was an algorithmic shift that happened during this time. So this algorithmic shift lasted until 9/11. When 9/11 happened, that kicked everything into high gear. It was on at that point, and they realized that they had to bring down the entire old schematic and bring in the new schematic. So bringing in the new schematic meant changing the infrastructure of Wall Street as we knew it. What does that mean? It meant they had to go in and they had to change the way that Wall Street does business. And they started the process of doing away with floor traders and changing everything over to algorithmic trading, electronic trading. Part of this process was also to do away with the decimal system. The fraction system, and go with a decimal system for stocks.
Yeah.
So that was a huge shift. The reason why they had to do that was for the electronic platforms. It was easier for the electronic platforms to go with the decimal system than with the fraction system.
Yeah.
So that was all algorithmic processes. That was laying the groundwork for that. So when they switched from fractions to decimals for stocks, that was the final touch. Not to mention around this time too, don't forget, they were scaring everyone to death with the Y2K. All right, back in 99, Y2K, and there was a big rush, so-called, to fix all the computers so they won't die and so that things can go on. That was a lie and a smokescreen cover-up. What you didn't know is
that's not a lie. 2000, it would have all came apart. And if it wasn't for them saving us from utter and total destruction, double zeros. The computers cannot handle double zeros. Come on, Dex, you know that.
Well, what it did was it raised money and allowed the government to transport their huge program of switching everything over to this control grid. So it helped them to lay the groundwork and connect all the machines, because that's when the government really pushed for the backdoor program and a lot of software programs and things of that nature. So it was a connectivity issue. It was like, how do you move the elephant from one room to another room without disturbing the guests? It's simple. You tell everyone that it's part of the show. Turn around, put your hand over your eyes, because there's going to be a blinding light that comes through in the next 5 seconds, and we don't want anyone's eyeballs to come out. Well, that's what you do. You cover your eyes. The elephant walks by. You don't even pay attention to the elephant. You don't see it. And that's how you do it. You do everything in plain sight. And that's what they did. And so as this groundwork was being laid, that's when they came in. They needed, it's like 9/11 served so many purposes, but it really was the out with the old, in with the new system, because with it, you had your Patriot Act, you had all these things that were coming into the works, changing over the whole financial banking structure as we knew it. What we didn't understand at the time, and what we didn't know, was that the Fed was also preparing to do another bubble, because their precious stock market bubble had just, collapsed. So they needed another plan. So what was that plan? Well, that was to create another bubble. But the question was, how can we do that? What's the plan? The plan was the real estate market. So that's when the Fed came in and said we're gonna have to use real estate.
Yeah.
And that's what they did, because people had fallen out of favor with the stock market because of the Nasdaq bubble popping in 2000, and then you also had the whole 9/11 crisis, and you brought in the whole paradigm shift of terrorism and the world. Everyone outside the United States is out to get us. They're going to kill us. All that stuff, and then they started other memes underneath of that, such as the white man is the endangered species kind of thing. And that's what you've been seeing them, but they've been pushing that narrative even further down the road as well. So what do? Well, you have to keep the people confused and infighting, and you don't really want to raise war, but you got to kind of push it that in that direction so that people cannot pay attention to what the government's doing, which is grabbing more of the natural resources, grabbing more of your freedoms and your rights, so that they can push you closer to having no choice but to join the Borg. And that's what they've been doing behind the scenes. At first, you were laughed at if you talked about space aliens or, space age tech, technology, mark of the beast, all this stuff. You were laughed at. But now they're pushing it in your face and making it cool and making it popular. So what did they do? They rolled out Google Glasses. Hey, this is cool. Virtual reality games and things of that nature. They want you to get used to things that track you. Fitbit. Fitbit tracks you. It tracks what you're doing, where you're going.
No, it
tracks
doesn't.
your heart rate.
It just tracks my steps, Dex. It just tracks my steps. I know what you're talking about.
It's funny because they're getting us used to this. All this stuff is slowly coming so that we don't see them pulling the wool over our eyes. And in the process, what's happening is they're taking away your ability to earn a living.
Yeah.
All right. And you'd be like, well, how are they doing that? Well, because they're rolling up all the jobs. Remember, the common man and woman is the enemy. We are the enemies of the state. So they need to replace us with machines. Excuse me, because machines can do better. All right. So they want to sell you on the idea that this is going to bring you a better, comfortable, more way of life. Excuse me. But in the reality, it's going to take life away. And it's only for the elite. It's not for you and I. All right. But that's what they're selling it as. That's what they're billing it as. As long as they can give the average person hope that they can join the elite, then they can push their agenda even further. So that's what this is really boiling down to at the end of the day. So what they want to make you sick of the norms. What are some of the norms they're making you sick of? Well, they want you to fall out of love with precious metals. They don't want you stacking gold and silver. All right. So how do they do this? They keep the prices artificially suppressed and low. All right. So that you will say, I give up. I'm not going to be a part of this anymore. Meanwhile, they're silently, quietly behind the scenes accumulating more physicals. All right. That's what they're doing. When interviewed about this phenomenon of gold, the Federal Reserve told us in no uncertain terms, we don't care about it. The only reason we operate in it is just out of tradition. And when Ron Paul asked him, is gold money? He said no. So that's what they're, as long as they can sell that.
It's funny. Gold has always been on the Fed's balance sheet.
Yeah.
It's always been there.
They're liars. You can't trust them.
Of course they are.
See, they're telling you not to fall in love with it because they don't want you competing with them.
Correct.
So in the meantime, they suppress the prices low enough so that they can keep buying. And then without warning, one day, the prices explode. And they explode to such a violent fashion that the average person won't be able to join.
Right.
Because at the time, I'm telling you, when the day comes, and you will know it, you will see it, they're going to simultaneously raise the futures margins like they did back in 2010, 2011. All right. And you won't be able to play. And as far as the equity side of things, you're not gonna be able to play in that either. Because as we know, once stocks reach over $100 a share for the average person, they can't play anymore. So a lot of people are going to be priced out of the precious metals market, and they're being fooled and tricked as we speak now into selling their physicals. All right. So this is the scenario. I don't know how many times we can warn people about this. That's all you can do is warn. All I can tell people is hold on to your precious metals, and if you can, keep stacking. All right. The other thing you can do is you can hedge your physicals, okay, by going into these paper markets when the feds do the whack stuff that they do. When they try to suppress the price, you go in there and you ride that. That's how you generate the income off of your physical holdings. Therefore, you don't have to liquidate your physical holdings when you need to raise cash. All right. So that's what this is about. And that's what I've been trying to stress to people. That is the end game, folks. They want you to not have any safe havens to run to. So they want to manipulate you psychologically and tell you that, holding physicals is stupid, having Bitcoin is stupid. All these things, they want to tell you it's all stupid. When in all actuality, they're behind the scenes trying to figure out how they can control the Bitcoin or create their own and have their own systems in place. All right. And so they want to hoard all the gold and silver. They don't want you to have any. So I'm telling you, this is the best time to do what you need to do, because everything has been switched to the algorithmic system anyway. So it's easier for you to play and pimp smack the central banks back to reality. And that's what this is about. If more people jump on board with this, then you're going to be better off. Because right now, I'm telling you, tens of thousands of jobs are about to be lost in the dead end sector. What is the dead end sector? Dead end jobs, minimum wage jobs, retail jobs. All right. Even Volkswagen announced they're going to lay off 30,000 people over the next few years.
30,000 people, 30,000 workers.
They're going to lay off 30,000 human beings and replace them with robots.
Oh, man. Well,
so now that's considered like, your blue collar type job. That's not retail.
Right.
All right. So if they're doing that, what does that tell you? All right. They're getting ready for this Borg. That's why I stress trying people, there's so many articles coming out. Do you know companies have already started now rolling out the technology so that, excuse me, you have to be chipped to go to work now? More and more companies are starting now. They're rolling that out.
Here's the deal, man. Here's an article for you. This is via Antimedia. Companies have begun implanting microchips in workers, craving more of a science fiction style existence. Perhaps you should seek a job with one of the companies at Epicenter, an employment hub in Sweden. The Associated Press reported on Monday that companies that have begun implanting microchips in their employees, making the first time the practice has been used on a broad scale. What could pass for a dystopian vision of the workplace is almost routine at the Swedish startup hub Epicenter. The company offers to implant its workers and startup members with microchips the size of the grains of rice that function as swipe cards to open doors, operate printers, or buy smoothies with a wave of a hand. Epicenter, home to more than 100 companies and about 2,000 workers, began offering the implants in January. Now about 150 workers have been chipped. The biggest benefit, I think, is convenience, said Patrick Masterson, the Epicenter co-founder. It basically replaces a lot of things you have. Other communication devices, whether it be credit cards or keys. Now I can buy smoothies while my wife is being raped by a Muslim migrant.
It's ridiculous. Even the military is getting in on it. The military now, they want to put microchips in the brains of their soldiers so that they can enhance their physical and mental performance.
Right, nice. A nice Adderall shot right to the frontal lobe.
Yep, they want them implanted with these microchips to enhance them. They're already starting the merger of humans and machines. So that's what they want. All right. So it's I know it sounds crazy to people, but I've been warning about this for a long time. That's the end game. They want everyone chipped so that they know where you are at all times. And it's not just knowing where you are, they're going to be able to see you. All right, because that's what all these things on the telephone poles are. They've been secretly putting these all around the country. They're going to be able to see you in real time, not just overhead view, but look you right in between the eyes view. All right, and everywhere you go, there will be a pole, there will be some type of device to track your whereabouts in real time in color. They will be able to see and hear everything. Forget eyes in the sky. There's going to be literally boots on the ground so that that's how they're going to be able to control all their citizens. They don't have to shut down the borders because the best type of prison is one without walls, one without gates.
I remember I was in Southeast Asia one time, and I saw a commercial while I was in my hotel. I saw a commercial for a locally sold, I think it was a Japanese SUV that they sell over there in Southeast Asia called a Mitsubishi Pajero. I guess it's our version of what used to be the Montero.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were saying, the commercial goes and says, you see this SUV breaking out of the norms of a shopping mall and going into the wilderness and this, that, and the other. And said that slavery never ended. It only got more sophisticated. And that tagline has always stuck with me. And it's been at least, 12, 13 years since I've seen that commercial. And it still sticks with me to this day.
There you go. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? All these things are coming to a head. And not only are they getting ready for this, but we even have, there was a news report of a guy marrying his robot in China already. So they're rolling this out. I'm telling you. The sad part is this computerized reality is going to destroy a lot of people because guess what they want to do? The government has realized a long time ago that you can control people with drugs. Okay? So they have the whole society, the whole American society now is on some type of prescription medication. Okay. So what else can be more addictive than that? What is more addictive than a drug that won't destroy the body?
Chocolate cheesecake.
Chocolate cheesecake destroys the body, adds fat.
Damn it, you're right about that.
So what is it that they can do to lull you asleep better than a drug? Because at the end of the day,
my smartphone, man,
you won't serve your master, you'll serve the drug. So how do you get the person? What's more powerful than that? Are you ready? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Augmented reality.
Yes.
They want to hook everybody up.
You want virtual reality or augmented reality?
It's a mixture of both.
Well, that's what everybody's calling it, mixed reality nowadays.
Yep, they want you in the matrix. Because if you're in the matrix, right, that means you're asleep. That means you're not doing anything. You're just attached to this world. They can offer you any reality you want. You could be anything you want inside of this reality.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want. All right? While the computers run everything else. They don't really need you, but there will be a purpose behind this crazy, weird reality. That's what they want. Now, what you're going to get in the meantime, though, unfortunately, is a lot of social unrest, because as the machines roll out and they see that the machines have taken all your jobs, there's nothing for you and I to do, how you going to make a living? All the retail jobs are taken. All right, they're taken by the machines. All your blue collar type jobs are gone too. They're being taken over by machines. What are you doing? What value do you have?
Well, you can't even turn towards prostitution because they're going to have sex robots for that.
Yeah, they have those out now.
Yeah, we're screwed, man.
They feel more real than the human body, and they can talk and they can communicate with you. They the robot never has a headache, never says no. It's one of those things. You don't have to worry about rejection. You don't have to worry about pleasing it. That's what it's there for. So this is the messed up part, because you wonder where at the end of the day, where does the end? What's the end game here? If the computers are taking over everything, and there are already no jobs, and then what little jobs are left, the computer is doing. Where does that leave you? And then there's another question, and I posed this a while back during my "There Is No Collapse" series. Okay, so let's assume that they were able to have their way right now. All right, push a button, wave a magic wand. Here you go. They've pretty much destroyed all the sheeple. They say, we don't need you. We got computers to do all the little stuff. We don't need you anymore. The computer's a better slave than you. All right, the android's a better slave than you. Right? Here's the thing. How are they going to make money? At the end of the day, you need the sheeple to buy up all your garbage. That's how the companies make money. So how are the companies going to make money? You got to be able to sell stuff. At the end of the day, our economy is still based on capitalism. It's based on profit. If there's no one left to buy or can afford to buy your stuff, then the companies go out of business. So the question has to be, what does the new paradigm really look like? Because if they do away with money as we know it, that means that life as you know it has ceased to exist. We go from the life that we know now into complete and utter slavery at that point. But they don't need you for money, because we've pretty much done away with money. The only purpose that the sheeple can fill is a slavery type position. Everyone basically works for the state, if you will. Or you live to the will of your elite masters.
What about Soylent Green? What if they turn us all into Soylent Green?
You know, that's the weird part about all of this.
Soylent Green.
That's the weird part about all this. I mean, I can only go by what is put before me. You know what I'm saying? We can only break down what we see when we put all the pieces together. It's what I'm trying to say is it doesn't make sense. All right? Their satanic agenda doesn't make any sense. So you have to think that I don't think they thought this thing through very much. I think that greed is smothering their perspective. That's the only way I can see it, because anything else doesn't make sense. It's pretty ridiculous. You know, like it's like the war theory. You know, you bomb my country, and eventually that mushroom cloud is coming right back to you. So no one wins. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's one of those things that's just ridiculous. So, again, I just know the end result doesn't make sense. But we're here today, so we look at what's going on today. In the meantime, today you still got to get up and go to work. You still got to take care of your family. And we don't know what the end is going to be. We can only go by what we know and see, which is through a very tiny looking glass right now. So my main thing is, like someone just put in the room, debt is slavery. Debt slavery. Yeah, well, debt is slavery already. So you don't even be put in a debtor's prison. Debt is slavery. So it only makes sense that if you're in debt today, you want to get out of debt immediately, as quickly as possible, even if it means changing your lifestyle so that you can do that. I know that.
You contact my guys over at myfreedomnow.us, and they'll
There
get
you
you out of
go.
debt.
There you go.
Don't matter if you got a bankruptcy, you got 10,000 credit cards with ridiculous balances on them, whatever it is, man. Look, here's the deal. American consumer debt is at 13 trillion now, Dex. 13 trillion. You know, and it's like it's now more than ever. You want to get debt free? Myfreedomnow.us. Go ahead, buddy. I gotta do that shameless plug.
Okay, it's all good. Hey, look, someone wrote in the room here. Do I see a pullback in metals before they continue higher? And is the mining industry less interesting to the commercials after the 2016 run? No, it's like I've been saying all along. First of all, we've already had the pullback in the metals. We've already had it. So now the metals are a situation now of an upward thrust. I don't see another significant pullback coming until this gold can, break above 1,300. The test for gold this week right now is gold needs to close above 1,260. Preferably, I'll take 1,262, but really we just need 1,260. If we can close above 1,260, then I think that opens the door for that 1,300 run, and we've put in a short-term bottom of floor of which to build from. Same thing with silver. $17 was a strong resistance at one point, which has now come support. And I think the market has been successful in building $18 as a support as well. And as long as silver needs to close around 1842. Let me pull up the chart. I'll tell you right now. We went over this earlier in the trading room as far as what we're looking at from the weekly perspective. So I'll give you the exact numbers of what we're looking at. All right, right now on the gold, we need to close above 1258. All right, just need to close above 1258. I like 1260, 1262, but technically it's 1258. All right, on silver, we need to close above, let's see here. Looks like 1842. Got to close above 1842 on silver for this week. Once we do that, that should help us get out of the Kumo cloud and make that $20 run in the silver. So that's where we are. But gold and silver is not even really the news of the day. The news of the day is the Widowmaker. Anyone know who the Widowmaker is? That's the natural gas market. That gas is on fire today. It's on a tear. If we close above 339 this week, it is going to open the floodgates, and this thing is running back up towards $6. And for
$6.
For full disclosure, I am long natural gas. I am in the Widowmaker market. Full disclosure. Wow. Yes, indeed. So I'm just saying, there's a lot going on here, folks.
That would be the most it's ever seen. I mean, typically trades around $4. $6 is huge.
It is huge, but you see, you have to understand, why is the natural gas doing this? All right, first of all, I'm gonna give you the technical reasons why it's doing it. Right now, the technical reason why it's doing it is because it's been suppressed for so long. It was in such a long bear market that lasted. It seemed like it was lasting forever. All right, and now it's breaking out of that norm, out of that cycle. Okay, it's starting to turn bullish. I can't ring the bells yet because this is the beginning stages of a run. It could still fail here. Natural gas does need to close at a certain level. I'll tell you what that level is right now for the week. And if we don't, then we could see a failure here. On the daily chart right now, we're good. All right, we just cleared this Kumo cloud. So As long as we can close above let's say 322. As long as we close above 322 this week, I think we're good in the natural gas. Let's see, and that's from a daily chart perspective. On the weekly chart, we have ramps coming up, huge ones, and that will push it above 350. So right now, like I said, it's looking really good. A close above 339 this week will open the door to that 350 run next week. And the high and the way this thing is going, I think the next resistance from there is around 380. 380, yeah, 380, 390. I'll give it 390. Let's say 391. All right, and a close above 391 opens that door to that $6 run, because then you have no more resistance on the top side from there, no major resistance. So there's a lot of good things going on right now. Now, I gave you the technical argument for natural gas.
Yeah.
The fundamental argument for the natural gas is that right now they're trying to make natural gas, excuse me, replace coal in a lot of instances.
Right.
So natural gas is the new coal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the government's focusing on. They believe it's a little bit cheaper, a little bit safer, so that's what they want to push on. They're using the natural gas. Natural gas is in vogue right now, so that's all you need to know. But how does knowing this help you if you're not learning how to take advantage of it? So I'm offering people a situation where they can increase their livelihood. Your paycheck that you get from your boss does not determine your income.
Right.
All right. And I can't tell you how many people I've talked to is, I don't need to worry about that. I got a job. I got a good job. And then they lose their job.
Right.
They write me saying, man, I just lost my job.
No such thing as job security, man. The only job security you have is if you take matters into your own hands. That's about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you need to look at other income streams. I don't know anyone right now who, if I say, look, man, I'm going to deposit an extra $100 in your account every week, will tell me, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So why would you not look at these other opportunities that exist? Someone just wrote something in here. What is that? Sun Cell Technology from the company Brilliant Light, Merrill Lynch, and others are fully invested. It's an energy source that's 10,000 times the sun. They create their own conductor, and it's been going parabolic. Well, you're right. You're right. This one looks interesting, I must say. It's maintaining a positive momentum. The ticker symbol is MASI. King Borking, I don't know how to say it. If I said that right in the chat room, just put it up. Yeah, it looks good, my man. It has good momentum on the weekly chart. Pulling back a little bit right here, but nothing to be concerned about. It is in a bull market on the weekly chart, and yeah, that run up does look pretty devastating. On the daily chart, it looks like it's kind of flatlining on the daily chart. It's trading inside of March the 16th bar. That's what we're trading in. So that's kind of the range right now, and it's just been elongating sideways, stretching out. So we got a range of $95.62 top side and $91.05 bottom side. So it's just in that channel, that sideways range right now. It's really not doing anything, but it does have a ramp coming up. And if it can at least maintain its bullish complexion on the chart, it could make a run to 100. Failure, though, to do that, and it would probably come back to the trend line of $86.30. So that is my reading on the ticker MASI. Do you think we can pull back on NDX? Absolutely. I've been watching the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ 100 is the strongest of the stock indexes at the moment. So when and if it pulls back, it's going to take the rest of the market with it. To take advantage of that, you want to watch the NASDAQ 100 futures and see, what's what with that. And I think that you will want to look at the inverse ETFs as well. But at this point, a better indicator to watch other than the NASDAQ 100 would be the volatility shares, ticker symbol XIV, because right now that's probably the best ticker for tracking the overall stock market. But when the stock market's bullish, XIV will be bullish. If XIV is not bullish, then the stock market is not bullish. So that's just something to watch. But without the post-wave price triggers, you won't know when and where to take advantage of those intraday fluctuations or what have you. You won't know which ones to avoid or ignore, which ones to take seriously. So that's why you come over to postwavetrading.com, where you can have access to those post-wave price triggers, access to the trading room, access to the Learning Academy. And right now we have several, dozens even, of classes that are online waiting for you to educate yourself. Shameless plug, I know, right?
Yeah. No. That's what you're here for, bro.
It is Terrordome Tuesday,
plugs,
right?
But what's up?
It is Terrordome Tuesday.
It is Terrordome, man. We can't talk about the Trading Terrordome without talking about the Trading Academy that's there, because dude, at the end of the day is like, being able to empower people so they have, their fate in their own hands. And, my point is this: why go get a part-time job when you can learn to trade? Why go sell perfume at the Macy's counter when you can learn how to trade?
Exactly.
That's simple. It's that simple.
I don't understand it, but some people, I guess, they feel they don't need to learn nothing until it's too late. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think you should do that while you have the chance, while things are before you. Is anyone else, since we're on the roll, is anyone else want me to look at something while I'm here? You got something, V? Does our main man have anything? I haven't heard him today.
What do you think is the 6-month projection toward the Nintendo stocks?
Nintendo, that's a good one. All right, hold on.
Yeah, man.
Let's pull it up.
Been bouncing up and down, man.
Yeah, it has. Let's see here. All right. And let's see. It's on my watch list too, by the way.
Is it?
All right, Nintendo.
By the way, did you get the Switch yet?
Nah, I'm not fooling with it.
Dude, I got it. It is amazing.
You haven't had any glitches? Because I've been seeing all the glitches online. Okay.
0. Well, that's what's going to happen. It's like, if you go buy, let's say you want to go buy a used car. You go to the forums, you'll think that the car that you're researching is made out of like duct tape and dental floss or something like that. But it's the same thing. So you're only going to hear the negatives. You're not going to hear about the tens of millions who don't have any issues, but you're going to hear about a couple hundred who do. I've had 0 issues, man. I love my thing. You'd have to pry it off my cold dead hands. It's awesome. It is like part of my office. I love it.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what I think about that in just a second. Let me answer your question though. On the weekly chart, the market is bullish right now. It is maintaining its bullish momentum, even though it's been pulling back within the sideways channel. It's struggling to get out of the Kumo cloud of death. You got to get your trend lines up out of this Kumo cloud. That'll help push your prices higher. If the trend lines can get out of this cloud, then you can make a run to 40. Yeah. If it fails here at the cloud, right now the immediate support is around $25 for this stock. Yeah. So it looks good. The bullish argument is there, and I like it to the top side right now. It's in that consolidation cloud. It needs to get out of it, but it's looking pretty good. It's still off the highs of $38.25, and that's back during your Pokemon Go phase. Yep. That's where it made that high at, and now it's been kind of like just hanging out ever since then. It filled the gap from then too, so you're good. You don't have any more gaps to the bottom, and I think we're pretty much going higher in this stock. It's going to be in trouble though once Microsoft comes out with this Xbox Scorpion. I don't know when it's coming out this year, but that Scorpion is a game changer.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Now, I'm going to tell you why I did not go and get a Switch.
Why?
First of all, it doesn't have any games. All right,
Dude,
not the
all
ones
you
that
need
I
is
play.
one thing. All you need is just the Legend of Zelda. You can forget about everything else.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
all
need
right,
no
here's
other
my
game.
thing, man. Here's my
What?
thing. It's the same Zelda game that they got
No,
already
it
out
ain't.
on the Wii.
No, it's not.
On the Wii U. Come on,
No,
dude.
it's not.
They admitted it. It's the same game. It's that Mario Kart 8, Wii U, same joint.
But hey, can you take your Wii U on the road with you? You can't do that, bro.
All right. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay.
Ha!
Here's the thing. What they're trying to do is they're trying to come into Sony's territory and compete with the Vita slash
Oh, stop.
PS4.
Vita's dead in the water. What are you talking
Listen.
about?
Nah. Hear
Vita's
me
an
out.
absolute failure.
Hear me out. You
Nintendo
guys don't have
dominates
Madden.
handhelds. What are you talking about?
You don't have Madden. You don't have 2K,
You don't need
NBA.
it. You got Zelda.
You don't have no kind of boxing. You don't even have You don't even have wrestling or UFC. You ain't got none of that. That's what
Zelda.
I play. I play mostly the sports, and then from there, I play a few action type games. Like I don't know if you ever played Yakuza.
Don't need you. I got Zelda.
Man, Zelda's alright. Well, if you a Zelda, you a Zelda head. I give you that. I know a few Zelda heads, so I respect that. It's a cult franchise. I respect that. But it needs to come if it's going to grab my,
all right,
people like me.
This is what I'm gonna do.
They're gonna have to come out with those games.
This is what I'm gonna do.
I don't see them yet.
If one of these days you make it up here to New York, or I come down to DC, maybe I might even come down to DC. I'll bring my Switch with me, and I'll load it with Zelda. I'll let you play for 5 minutes. I guarantee you, if you're not beating me with a baseball bat, trying to get it out of my, trying to make a run for it, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, you need to get one.
Me and Nintendo are beefing right now. Because I went out and bought the 3DS when they first came out with the 3DS. I bought one for me, the wife, the kids. We all got one, right? Mm-hmm. And they came out with Madden. I was like, oh yeah, this is what's up. Man, they disappointed me. The Madden that they came out with, dude, was such a disappointment. It was the guys had big fat fingers, sausage-like fingers, and big feet, like size 30 feet. I'm like, come on, man, this is ridiculous.
You missed the whole point. It's the franchise, man.
They let us down. And they lied. They lied. They said
I'm bullish Nintendo for the next. Let me see here.
I'm bullish their games, their gaming system. I'm bearish their gaming systems right now. But like I said, they come out with some good games. Like I need Madden, I need NBA 2K. Then we can have a talk. They're supposed to be coming out with 2K later this year, so we'll see what that look like. And
if it's Zelda,
I need more than that, man. I need more.
Nope.
I need more.
You don't need nothing else. All you need is Zelda. It'll answer. It is the missing component in life and existence that you've been looking for.
See, I'm not a Zelda man. You know what I'm saying?
Me neither. I hate it. I'm a Call of Duty guy. Look at me. I'm playing Zelda. What does that tell you?
See, for me, I have a problem with open world games. You know,
I do too. I hate them.
No, I mean, I get sick, so I can't really play them. That's why I got to stick to the sports. But I don't know. Like I said, I'll think about it. I will think about it. But right now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a PlayStation dude right now, but I'm seriously thinking about that Xbox Scorpion. That Xbox Scorpion is going to be insane, 4K everything.
That's what I'm hearing.
So I can't sleep on that. Oh, I almost missed that. Someone said, "What's a good gold and silver ETF?" You want to trade? Well, there's a handful. You want to trade for the gold? It's GLD and UGLD. For the inverse side of that, it's DGLD. All right, that's your gold. Your silver is SLV, USLV, and DSLV. All right, so that's your those are your ETFs that you want to focus on for gold and silver. There was something else. I think I may have missed it. There was a question.
4 minutes, man. Why don't you give out your plug? Any other questions that people want to answer? We got about 4 minutes.
Okay, I am pulsewavetrading.com. Pulsewavetrading.com. That's where you can come and you can
and your closing comments.
Sign up for the PulseWave price triggers and learn how you can earn while you learn. to make money in these markets and to hedge your physical portfolios. And I just want to encourage everybody. I know there's a lot of weirdness out there in the news and stuff like that.
No, you don't say.
Yeah, as far as someone just said day trader app suggestions. You know, I don't use any day trader apps per se, so I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you on that one.
I don't know if Interactive Brokers has one. I'm not sure.
Interactive Brokers has a lot of cool things, and I'm not an expert
Brokers.
on it. I trade with them. They're one of the brokers I use, but I do not know about all the stuff with that. Oh yeah, thank you, Brandy. Yes, my daughter is doing much better now. She's finally back to herself, eating and drinking again. Thank you all for your prayers and words of encouragement through that. She had some kind of stomach bug or something, and we had to, end up taking her to the doctors like 10 times that week. And
bro, that's what I had all last week, man.
It was terrible. I mean, she wasn't eating and drinking, and got dehydrated, and had to get the IV and all that. So it was just terrible. All week was whack.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Thank God that we're over that. She is 8.
Oh, see,
8 going on 9, and she's.
You know what would have helped her? Even though it would help keep her mind off things while she's recovering. Zelda.
There you go. Does she have Zelda? I think she does. She has the 3DS, and she has like 1 million games. So, but she likes to keep downloading new stuff. She doesn't really play what she has. She likes to keep downloading new stuff. That's her thing. So anyway, guys, postwavetrading.com. Come on over and learn what it's about. And I try not to self-promote too much. Maybe I need to start doing that. But come learn and see how uncanny the pulse waves are, how we're able to sell the highs of the day and buy the low of the day before the market's even open.
Yep. Instead of buying high and selling low.
That's what we do. I'll teach you to do the opposite of those things. I'll teach you how to buy high and sell higher.
Yeah, exactly. Or buy low and sell even higher.
There you go. That's what's up.
With that being said, folks, I am the Senor Silverback, and he is the Algocapitalist, a.k.a. the man known as Dex. We shall be here again next week. Same bat time. What are you doing? What is that?
You heard the rappers? Yeah, that was some Rice Krispie treats.
Rice Krispie treats. Oh, man. You're funny. I love Rice Krispie treats.
I'm busted.
Oh, man. All right, guys. With that being said, you can catch us next week. Follow us on Twitter @TheRogueMoney. Check us out roguemoney.net. And we're on Google Play, Apple, iTunes. We're on everything. So if you got a podcasting app, we're everywhere. We're also on Apple News as well. And we're spreading to Google News soon to be. With that being said, we are over and out. And again, check out our sponsors, myfreedomnow.us. If you need a better credit score, you need a reset button hit on your financial record. Go to myfreedomnow.us. With that being said, I'm over and out. Take it away, myself, because CJ's not here. Later.
Peace.